Collecting art was once seen as a blue-chip investment. But changes to superannuation laws have led to investors selling up and plunging sales for galleries and artists. The first big collection to come onto the market since the government tightened rules last year has just gone under the hammer. And as Anne-Maria Nicholson reports, a Melbourne investor is auctioning more than 100 valuable Aboriginal artworks from his self-managed super fund.
For Melbourne art dealer Bill Nuttall, viewing the 120 Indigenous works he's put up for sale is a bittersweet experience. He bought them for his superannuation fund and stored them himself. New rules say he must put them away in professional storage, a change he believes benefits no one.
Art is meant to be seen. Having art stored and wrapped up and unseen is actually counter to prudent investment.
Following the Cooper review of superannuation, self-managed funds must store all collectibles out of sight, sell them or lease them to arm's-length venues. There's a 5-year changeover, but the market is now feeling the impact.
This is the first single-owner collection to come onto the market, so I imagine there'll be a number of other large collections that may come onto the market in the coming years. The overheads can be very, very high. If you have to store art off-site and insure it and have it valued professionally every year and so on, it can really offset the capital gains you would make on those works. So it can make it, if you certainly consider reconsider buying work in your superannuation fund. Nevertheless, if you buy very significant works of art and high-value works of art, those costs become relatively insignificant. So we'll probably see that large-scale superannuation funds and the bigger self-managed superannuation funds will focus on buying the high-value works rather than works, say, valued under $50,000.
Galleries are feeling the pinch. Sales have plunged up to 20%, and in an already sluggish market, there's a ripple effect throughout the art world.
Well, the commercial galleries are very seriously affected. This will be an ongoing difficulty in that people will no longer be considering buying work to put into their superannuation funds. Retail has been down in Australia for quite a period of time, and artwork can often be considered as a luxurious commodity. So it is one of the items that tends to suffer the most during a downturn in retail, and this has certainly been happening. Added to that, the actual changes to the superannuation fund and the requirements has exacerbated that situation for the commercial galleries.
It's not just art collectors and investors who are rattled by the superannuation changes. Artists too feel that their livelihoods and reputations are threatened.
We want people to see it, we want feedback, but it's in the interest of the person who owns the work as well, because their work will increase in value if the public sees it, and they help to build that artist's reputation.
Bill Nuttall's not sure where he'll invest the funds from the sale, but he's definite about one thing, that the work of leading Indigenous artists deserves to be seen.